Good morning, everybody. My name is Sharon Fields, and I'm here to read for you this morning a story called One Morning in Joseph's Garden. It's an Easter story. A wealthy man named Joseph had a brand new tomb in his garden, and after Jesus' body was taken down from the cross, Joseph was asked Pilate if he could take Jesus' body and bury it in his tomb. This is the story of what that first Easter looked like, not only from the point of view of people, but the point of view of animals and insects and trees that were in the garden. It's written by two people, one called Barbara Younder and Lisa Flinn, and the illustrator, his name is Joe Body. So let's begin our story. Here's the first picture. It says, on a brilliant light shone in Joseph's garden, yet the morning had not come. The brightness surrounded a tomb cut into the rock wall of the garden where Jesus had been buried. Take a look at this picture one more time. Okay? It says, the oak tree stood solemn as the light sent rays through the branches. In the cedar, a nest of sparrows awoke and broke the silence with a song. The birds are singing, the sun is coming up. The leaves of the weeping willow glistened. The ancient olive tree had seen many dawns, but somehow this was different. Can you tell which tree is a weeping willow tree? Bet you can. That one. A lizard. A lizard appeared from a crack to investigate. Ants announced and began the day's activities, sent out scouts from their underground homes. So we have a lizard and we have ants in the garden who wake up to see what's going on in the garden. The light filtered through the walls of the beehive and rallied the workers to action. Doves perched on a thorn tree and watched with interest. Somehow they sensed that this moment was important. So here we have bees who've come to investigate, and here we have doves that have come to investigate. Lilies, irises, and poppies turned to face the light. A snake, feeling a bit uneasy, slithered away, startled a frog, and the frog leapt into the water. So here we have flowers, here we have a snake, and here we have the frog. Two rabbits were nibbling dandelion greens. They looked up. The stone covering the tomb moved. Footsteps touched the soil. Something is happening at the tomb. I wonder what it is. Darkness returned to Joseph's garden. Hours later, the gate creaked. A woman came into the garden and looked into the tomb. So it's dark again, the sun's not quite up, but someone is making her way to the garden. Well, my pages are stuck. Here we go. She left and hurried on and returned with two men to the garden. After a time, the garden was still, except for the sound of the woman crying. She runs and gets two people, and she lets them know that something is going on in the garden. And then a little later on, when they're gone, she's still in the garden, and she's crying softly. The darkness over all of Jerusalem began to fade as the dawn stretched through the clouds. The woman who was standing amid herbs and mint and hyssop said, "They have taken my Lord away." She looks around and she cannot find the body of Jesus. Turning from the tomb, she saw the gardener. "Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have laid him." The gardener said to her, "Mary." Then Mary knew the gardener was Jesus. He had risen from the dead. Look at the expression on her face. Is she excited? I think so. That morning in Joseph's garden, the flowers, the herbs, the trees, and all of the creatures were witnesses to the resurrection. And what a morning that was. This tells the story of the first Easter, not just from the point of view of people, but also from the creatures that lived in the garden. I hope you like the story. It's in the church library if you want to read it at home. Have a good day. Bye.